What's going on, guys? It's Ethan here. Yesterday was Halloween. I hoped everyone had a great Halloween. I know I did. So I was gonna post this video yesterday, but I really didn't have the time. So I have it now, and yeah. So this will be the Halloween-thon 2023 edition, like I did the past few years. So we're gonna continue on with that tradition, and I'm going to be starting on the Christmas-thon movie ranking this year, so be on the lookout for that, so subscribe. So yeah, I have my list right here, so let's just jump right in with coming in last place, The Exorcist Believer. Now, this movie came out recently, the direct sequel to the original, directed by David Gordon Green, and I must say, I was disappointed with this movie. I had high hopes with this movie. I thought it was just gonna have the nice, rich taste like what we had in the original, but this movie just drowned everything. I just did not like this movie. The beginning of the movie showed hope, but as the story kept on going, it just went downhill, went really, really quickly. Just the way David Gordon Green just went with this movie, it just went badly. I just did not care for this movie at all. So if Universal is going and Blumhouse are going to continue with this trilogy, then just fire David Gordon Green because he just completely failed it. Coming in 14th place is Annabelle. I've never seen the Annabelle films, but after watching this movie, I just was a bit hesitant on watching the others because the way how the story came about, it just really did not interest me at all. I thought the story was lacking a bit. The scares and the lore were it was just missing something. I just really did not really care for it. I just wished it would have been better. So yeah, so coming in 13th place is The Nun. Now, I thought this movie wasn't really that bad. There were some points in the movie where I just thought, was this really necessary, or were they just messing around with a whole bunch of stuff? This movie, I thought it was okay, but I just wish there was a better story to tell, because it did lack in it did really good in the first half, but the second half, it really wasn't cutting out for me. So, coming in at number 12, The Nun 2. Now, this movie is better than the first one. The scare, the lore, everything was better in this movie. I just thought it was okay. Yeah, so I just thought it was okay. So, yeah, I thought this movie was okay. Much better than the first one. Highly recommend it. Coming in 11th place is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Now, I knew this was a horror film, I've never seen it before until this year, and I must say, I was a bit disturbed just watching this movie. It was so disturbing. I was just like, is this seriously happening? Like, the way of how the story plots out in the beginning, it really kind of irritated me a bit. The way how it ended, yeah, it's just really, really something. So, coming in 10th place, now this movie I just watched a few days ago, called Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I did play some of the games back in the day, and and I did not really think much of a movie coming out, but it's here. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I really did enjoy this one. It had a really nice story to it. It kind of added, like with the movies, with the games, it just really didn't tell us much about the character that we're mostly interested about. Mike, it really didn't tell us much in the games, but in this movie, it really did tell much of a better story. I really enjoy this one, and there was already talk about a sequel, which I'm really hoping that will be coming in the near future, because I really want to see more of this story. Next up, number 9, The Conjuring 2. This movie It's definitely not as good as the first movie. I'm just gonna point that out. Just yeah, I thought it was interesting. Again, all these the Conjuring universes, really something interesting. It has some highs and highs, has some lows. And this movie was basically in the middle. Just I really enjoyed the story of how they continue on with Ed and Lorraine Warren, just trying to go help people. I really just think that this was better than most movies. Yeah. So coming in at number 8 is Friday the 13th. Now I try to watch this movie for Friday the 13th, but that didn't really happen. But I thought this was really interesting and a really good slasher film. It has a really nice, really good story to it. Now this movie, it really doesn't introduce Jason until part 2, but it really is nice, a good starter to this horror franchise. And I'm hoping that we get more Friday the 13th films as years go by. So now we're starting to get into the good films, into the really good films, the classics that I like to call them. Number 7, the original Halloween, not the 2018 movie. I'm talking about the 1978. This is a classic slasher that basically brings the slasher film genre into the horror icon. I just love the character Michael Myers, such an incredible horror icon. I think it's really a really interesting, really good story. Now, I really did not really touch on the Halloween sequels, like from Halloween 2 to Resurrection. I really didn't touch them. I mainly just stuck with the original and then with the direct sequel trilogy that David Gordon Green also did. So, yeah, I really love this movie. It introduces us Jamie Lee Curtis in her first ever role, which I think she did really good. I really enjoy this movie. So, coming in 6th place. Now, this again, I just watched this movie for the first time. I have not seen it, and it's Alien. Now, unfortunately, I did not watch Aliens, but I will be watching that sometime in the near future. I just love the horror sci-fi add to on it. I really enjoyed how this movie takes place in space. I thought the scenery was incredible. It almost kind of feels like 2001: A Space Odyssey a bit, but not really. It's a horror film, sci-fi horror. Really enjoy this movie with Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver did an incredible job in this performance. Absolutely love this movie. Highly recommend it. Coming in 5th place is the original Conjuring film the one that started all with the Conjuring universe. Such a great, amazing movie that I'm pretty sure a whole lot of people will know about. This movie really kind of took the demon possession movies to like a higher up, because with The Exorcist, that was basically the only franchise that we've ever known for Exorcist movies. And this era just takes it up a notch. Absolutely, really enjoyed this film. Really, really amazing stories that Ed and Lorraine Warren were able to tell. Absolutely incredible. So coming at 4th place is Scream. Now, I have never seen the Scream franchise. I'm only adding the first one in. But I will say this: 4 and 3, no, yeah, 4 and 3. They were definitely the bottom ones. Absolutely loved them, but I'm adding in the first one because the first one is just more memorable. Absolutely love the character Ghostface. It just makes me realize, why have I never seen the Scream franchise before? I should have, but I'm glad I watched it now this year. I just really love this movie. The way that they bring the character Ghostface into the horror icon, absolutely incredible. I'm thinking that, the Ghostface in general will probably be one of my favorites of all time. So, coming in 3rd place is Saw. Now, this movie brings the terror, the torture porn, I guess you could call it, into the light. Absolutely love this movie, of how they absolutely love this movie. Really good characters, just everything. Just Tobin Bell as Jigsaw, really incredible job. Just absolutely love this movie. But speaking of Saw, I really do enjoy the first film. The rest of the films were okay, but when we got to Scream 7 and Jigsaw, those were really just not really a huge fan of them. Spiral I thought was okay, but just I wish it could have been a bit better. But then when we get to however, at number 2 is Saw 10 or Saw X. Just this movie really bring back just the horror, that everything that we know. Just absolutely love this movie. The writers do know that they made a mistake to kill off Jigsaw, aka John Kramer. We just needed to explore his character a bit more, and this does take place after the first Saw and before Saw 2. So basically in the middle. Just absolutely love this movie. I'm glad that they're starting to take this new turn into the Saw franchise, because when this movie opened, it had like an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, which that's never happened before to a Saw film. I absolutely love this movie. If you guys want to see the Saw franchise, I highly recommend start with Saw and then Saw 10. Absolutely love them. So coming in, obviously number 1 will be the original Exorcist. This movie really scares the crap out of me every single time I watch it. Such an incredible movie. Just the way it brings this exorcisms, just absolutely incredible. They did an incredible job back in the early 70s. You can't really imagine how they do it back in the 70s. So yeah, so that was it. Thank you all for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.